Hey, it's your girl Dominique.
And your boy Julius.
And we're back, what? At it again, baby. Alright, guys. Happy Sunday. Sunday. We have been so busy, so that's why we are just now getting time to come on and be with our family, our friends, and just entertain y'all. So I'm like, girl, I'm here for it. I love coming and being here I was gonna say in the corner, but that's your thing. Yeah, but as always, guys, I like to check in first so we can see how he's been doing and he can check on me and y'all can see what we've been doing for the week, baby. So what's going on? How was your week?
My week was good. I had a good week. I didn't do anything except work. Yeah, it was about work all week long, and so I was happy when Friday came and I rested Saturday.
God, like
all day.
Lazy. We did absolutely nothing yesterday.
The bed was my best friend yesterday.
And the couch downstairs was mine with the big TV, so I was like, yes, girl.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Did not move. But besides that, today is Sunday fun day. And it's raining here, and so
unfortunately, so the weatherman, y'all need to get it together because
it wasn't supposed to rain.
It was in the morning, but around this time it was supposed to be a little bit of sunny. But yesterday was like beautiful, like the sun. Y'all, I'm so ready for.
Which we did the opposite, because like yesterday would have been the day to go out, and today would have been the day to like lay in and watch movies. But
you know.
But that's my that's my week. My week was
get your rest
work,
when you can get it,
and I love it, and I get it all the time. Okay, how was your week?
It was great. It was super great. It's getting like the wires down to the wire, guys, and it was just. It feel like some days it'd be like, oh my god, it takes so long for the days to go by, and then other days it's just like bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? Gone. And I was really looking forward to the week getting, wound down because I set up an appointment to go and have my face wax, guys. Like, yes, honey. As y'all know, honey, she's still trying to get herself together, get her life, honey, and be snatched so I could be out here in these streets, honey, looking fabulous. But I'll give y'all a pointer, a tip. I'm gonna, you guys are gonna be seeing the video of me going to do it. However, you guys have to read. I know we should have a lot of people on here that, is kind of going through the same journey as me, and that's why I wanted to kind of start recording things that we're going through, or I guess I should say I'm going through. So at any point, you might not know what's happening. You could say, hey, my girl Dominique, honey, she's doing it, so I don't have to do it, or I don't have to do the research. So we went to get the waxation of it all done.
I was like, I don't know about this. That look like that might hurt.
I mean, well, the thing is, so we get there, and right, we went to it's called the Waxing City. It's in Cary, and I'll put the information in the bio below, so you guys, if anybody wants to go. I cannot remember the lady that I think it was like Trez.
I don't know, but it was super nice.
Yeah, like they were super, super nice. And so I get there, I'm filling out the paperwork, and I was like, but I thought I did this already. And she was like, oh, well, you ain't got to do it if you already did it. So the lady was looking, she was like, are you getting, your face wax? And I was like, yeah. And so she was like, I don't know if it's going to work because your facial hair is not long enough. I think she said it had to be like the size of a grain of rice. Yeah. And so I'm thinking in my head, honey, she done got 2 or 3 days worth of 5 o'clock shadow going on. So somebody better get something off. So we go in or whatever, and she she puts she's like, I'm gonna start on your neck, and I was like, all right, that's fine. She's like, just in case it doesn't work, honey. She put that wax on. In my head, I was already like freaking out, but it wasn't as hot as I thought it was gonna be.
She's just like, you said that.
Yeah, but honey, when she ripped it, you know how Medea said, "Rip it," like, honey, she ripped it, And all I could do was, you know what I'm saying? So shout out, hats off, go to all my beautiful queens, my ladies that go get their face waxed.
What is men that get waxed?
And men too, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if I'm,
like they're bad.
Yeah, like I think when you get in that face, it's like you gotta keep going to get that tolerance.
Listen, I don't want nothing on my face yanking and pulling off of me, honey.
Well, you guys will see it all, honey. And when I say she yanked it, but only a little bit came out.
Yeah, but it did come out. It did come
a little bit. So unfortunately, you know, she was like, just try to wait about 2 weeks. And I was like, well, honey, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do 2 weeks, honey, because she gotta have a smooth face, girl. She can't walk around here looking like Mr. T, honey. No ma'am. No ma'am, no ham, no hamburger. Girl, I can't do it. And it hurts when it grows out. But that was my little venture experiment. Now I will try it again just so I can make sure that I'm giving all the information properly to anybody who wants to do it. I went and got a new razor. So that is, you know, where I have to stay for right now. You know what I mean? And again, it's a Harry's. I usually use a Mach 3, but I use Harry's. And honey, Harry's got 5 blades. And honey, when I say it gets it smooth, honey, it gets it smooth.
Baby bottom smooth.
Baby bottom. Pat it on booty, honey. But speaking of my face and all this beautiful glory, honey, we were asked by one of our special audience member. Yes. You know her, I know her, and she's a beloved friend.
She's amazing.
And she wanted us to kind of go into what our skin regimen is. So I want to let you take the time because I do a lot of stuff, but honey, he do a lot of stuff.
I don't though. I really don't. I do 3 steps really on a daily basis. 3 steps. I use a face wash. I use the hyaluronic acid.
Yeah, hydraulic. It's like a acid, not like an acid, but it has vitamin E in it, and that's
for all the goodness. And I also use. I was thinking she was gonna go first. So I'm not ready yet to really get my stuff together, but I should be prepared always.
Stay ready, so you gotta get ready.
That is right. That is right. That is right. So. Let's do it again. So I use the L'Oreal face wash, which is amazing. I was using Neutrogena, but I switched.
Because she uses the L'Oreal, honey. And honey, it gets you what? Clean.
Yes. And then after my face dries, you know, it's very important to let it air dry naturally.
Or if you are going to dry, they say don't rub dry. You need to pat your face. Pat it dry. Or let it air dry.
Yeah, I just let it air dry. Right, that's my.
I pat my face. I know, like I'm patting.
And then I use the hyaluronic acid serum next, and I rub it all in. Right, let me feel good. And then after that, I normally go to this cream. It's a filler. It's a cream. And it just gives you your fresh look for the day. Yeah. And that is by, I want to say Revlon, but I'm not sure. I have it all.
Yeah, you know,
up there. I sometimes do use a face exfoliator. That goes, but I don't do that every day.
And that's by Neutrogena, if you guys want to get that, because I bought that for him for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it comes with the pads, and you can get them so separately. Or when you get the actual kit, the first time it comes with some in the
everything.
Kit.
So it's really simple. It's 3 steps every day. I don't do it like day and night. I just do it in the morning. And what I will say to everybody is, once you pick, the most important thing to me is keeping your skin moisturized, but also first making sure that your skin is clean. And so find a good cleanser. Neutrogena is really good. The L'Oreal is amazing. Stick to it. Pick one product, stick to it. Do not be switching and, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try this. Pick one, stick with it. And if you may have a breakout, like you start using it and you're like, oh, it don't look like it's working, give it a chance, right? It's getting all of that, nastiness out of your skin. So typically you will have, typically you will have a breakout first, but then it'll clear up and you'll look amazing. Beautiful skin. And I love beautiful skin. I do. What about you?
Well,
say it here?
I also use the face wash that you use. I was using it first, and you were using Neutrogena, and then we switched over to, what is it called again? Who is it by?
L'Oreal.
Yeah, L'Oreal. So I was a person that never used a lot of product on my face. I was always a soap and water, and like you lather your soap on your face, and also because I had to shave. So with that, we are lucky as men sometimes, because when we shave, you're also exfoliating your skin. So I never had any issues with like blackheads or anything like that, because every day, you know, I was washing and stuff like that. And then I started, he was like, well, why don't you use this? So I did start out with Neutrogena face wash.
Which is amazing.
Which is really good. Let's don't get it twisted.
Neutrogena is the bomb.
L'Oreal.
It's the Revitalize.
Yes.
Okay.
It gives you it revitalizes this face, honey. Okay. And so, yes, after I do the same thing, you know, I wash and I pat dry my face. I don't like to let it dry by natural air. I just pat dry it, you know. I don't try to scrub anything off. And then after I do that, I also use the hyaluronic acid vitamin E oil, rubbing that in, making sure that's like, and that really does like give your face like a glow all on its own. So if that's what you wanted to do, just kind of stop there.
Yeah,
you definitely could, because sometimes I just do that, like, you know what I mean. But I also go behind and I use the L'Oreal face cream, and it's like the hydrating face cream, which also is supposed to add volume back into your face. So I use that. Now that really gets your face looking popping smooth, and like somebody you done got some grease, some old good old grease, and slapped it up there. But once you put it on and it sets into your skin, into your pores, like my face has been so glowy and just beautiful, you know what I mean? And I do have a hard time because, again, I do have the 5 o'clock shadows, so it does kind of deter me a little bit. But I have gotten a lot of compliments, and said, even when we went to get my face done, she was like, you guys have beautiful skin. And I was like, no, ma'am, not mine. But, you know, it's all how it's a journey, you know? And so we both are kind of on, like, we stick to this now.
Yes.
And so we'll make sure that we're putting all of this in the bio. And obviously you saw our beautiful pictures of our beautiful faces doing all of that beautiful work. But yeah, any other questions that you guys have as far as like beauty tips, please let us know. And we'll make sure that we go above and beyond to, you know, let you know what we do to stay beautiful. You know, with all these white teeth and stuff.
I would say know your skin though, right? So if you're like
a oily,
if you have an oily skin, I would probably not use the creams at the end. And I typically have oily skin, right? But I like to just be glossy.
Like he's shining right now.
I'm shining right now, and I just washed my face a little while ago. But it's up to you. Do what you do, but right, pick something and just stick to it. Don't be switching and trying all these different, especially on your face, honey. Your face is the money maker. And so you definitely need to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to stay looking as nice as you can. Amen?
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Well, speaking of facial beauty or just beauty in general, what do you think about weight and color in society? You know what I mean? Because like if you look at me, I'm a little brighter than he is. I'm more of a heavier than he is.
Not true.
I mean, obviously right now I've lost a lot of weight.
Right. But I think we're about the same size.
I'm 160. You're like 140.
55. I'm not 140, so you need to cut.
Well, he be lying every time he gonna go to the scale. Honey, I'm 140.
No, I never want to be 140. That is way too small. Period. That is not a goal. I actually would like to be a little bit bigger. I think that everybody should be comfortable in their skin, right? We're not all meant to be small. We're not all meant to be big. And you just have to love you, right? I've seen people exude confidence and they're, you know, not the average person's size. what is the average person size? I don't even know, right? To me, I think I'm too small. So I think it's just in the eye of the beholder, and so you have to find the place where you're comfortable.
You do, but society does play a heavy role. Like, for instance, pull up that lady from the Instagram. She is an Instagram model, and she was a smaller Instagram model, and she ended up gaining over 100 pounds.
Over 100 pounds.
And she has said that she's gotten way more publicity, more work, even more attention from the males than she did when she was smaller.
Yeah, her name is Alexis Denisha.
Yes.
And she's
very beautiful
young lady.
Girl. I mean, she was beautiful, small. She's beautiful, but either way, I think she's just a beautiful person, and I think she can go and get work anywhere. But I think one of her things that she said that was, it's like kind of like Lizzo is paving the way for plus size women, and you know,
body positivity.
Yeah, she's very, very big on body positivity, and you know, making sure people feel comfortable in their skin, and just being okay with whatever wherever you are in your life. But I think society does play a super big role.
Well, it's always been, right? It's always been, you have to be super small.
Yeah, to be a supermodel,
you gotta be a supermodel.
You know what I mean?
I mean, and we saw this way before, even before Tyra Banks' show came on.
Yes.
Who was that America's Top Model at first, and you saw it progress as time went on. She started,
and Tyra was one of those who was like, no, I want a fuller size girl.
Yeah, a normal size girl. Yeah, because most people, the average person, is not this real little petite person. It's just not, and especially not in the African American.
Yeah, because a lot of our stuff is based off of Caucasian standards. As somebody who I've come from being 220 pounds, and even when I got down to 180, they were still like, oh no, honey, you're overweight. You're basically obese. And I'm like, oh wow, like that's crazy that our BMI standard, which is for body mass index, is not based off of our nationality. It's based off of Caucasian. And I feel like a lot of that plays a big role in the world today, the modeling industries, the movie industry, even in music industry.
Right,
you're not
your image. It's big. Image is a big deal.
Right.
But I think that you have people who are breaking the barriers, who are showing that this is who I am, and I'm comfortable with who I am, and that's just it. And so for me, I don't care if you are 600 pounds or if you are 20 pounds. I probably would look at the 20-pound person like, oh, you are a little bit too small. But at the end of the day, each person has to be comfortable with who he or she is, and where they are, and just love on yourself, and know, like, if you want to be smaller, then work at being smaller. If you want to be bigger, then work on being bigger. But you just have to be comfortable, and I think that when you are your true authentic self and comfortable with who you are, that's when you start to be an influencer like Lizzo. This is me, right? And it just shines.
Because I even look at it standard wise as far as male versus female in the industry. You know what I mean? Or just in general, it's okay for a man to gain weight or even come to the equation. I look at it like Fat Joe. You done built your whole fucking, career off of being Fat Joe, and now you're not so fat anymore. You're looking good, Fat Joe. But you know what I'm saying. But you can't. But Lizzo sometimes she gets a lot of backlash for being a heavy.
I don't know. I mean, I can see both sides of the coins. I think Lizzo might also get a little bit more backlash because of the outfit choices that she chooses to wear. It's a little bit.
But do you ever think that she does that to make the impact? Because had we not even had those standards, because if we never had those standards, she wouldn't have to be like, bam, here I am. You're going to accept all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's not fair that like Biggie Smalls, Biggie, but you know what I'm saying? Like you guys are making a career out of being a heavier person, and it's not fair that women have to, you know, starve themselves or, you know what I mean, have eating disorders because in order to really shine. You know what I mean?
I don't think that they have to have those like, I don't think they have to have eating disorders to shine. I think that that's just something that they choose to do, and it's something that it's a choice. I think
it is a choice, but when you're in the public eye, you're scrutinized. Even if they take a picture and it could be like, you know, like this, but you got like a double chin, and it's just all about the camera angle. You get, Lindsay Lohan done put on 40 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and
in those situations, I mean, when you choose to be in the spotlight in the celebrity life, you already know what comes with it. I think that you.
But
have to
is that fair?
No, it's not fair. It's not fair. But I think that you have to know what comes with it, and you just have to have that strong skin, that tough skin, and just be like, listen, I know who I am. I know what I am. I love every bit of me. And the parts of me that I don't like, work on fixing it or changing it. And I don't think you should go to the extremes of having eating disorders and all of those things. I think a lot of people are too small, like in the industry, unhealthy small in the industry. And if they would just let your body do what it do, and it's gonna be fine.
We thank you, Lizzo. We thank you, Megan Thee Stallion. You know, we thank you, what's her name? Adele. Although you lost weight, but you was a big girl and you hit the stage, honey, and that voice is beautiful. Thank you for showing the women that it's okay to be who. Thank you, Monique.
Yeah,
yes, honey.
It's okay to
Monique,
be who you are.
Yes, girl. Because I used to
and I think a lot of people lose weight not because
it's for health reasons.
It's for health reasons.
Older, when you get older, it's for health reasons. But
even when you're younger, it's
what
for
I'm
health
saying
reasons.
But what I'm saying is not in the industry. When you're in the industry, it's more so because somebody done called you fat.
Maybe, but what I'm saying is that even regardless, I think if you're younger, if you're old, losing weight, if you're obese, is a health reason. And what we're finding now is, it was a study that's coming out. There's like cancer, there's cancer. They're finding that younger people are being diagnosed with cancers now than ever before. It's younger people having diabetes now.
That's also to deal with food. Like, I mean, the way the food is processed now is different process than back
just being health conscious and knowing that, you know, I would say at any stage or wherever you are, love who you are, love on who you are. But then at the end of the day, if there is something that you don't like about yourself, fix it, especially if it's going to affect your health.
Well, speaking of love.
Love. Everybody say love. That's what we call.
I know who it is from. What do you think about, so in the news, this man he spent over $1,000 to take his girlfriend to see Chris Brown in concert. Now, we was all bugging when it was $1,000 for, what's that girl that just came out? Beyonce, honey, it was a problem. But anyway, so
I never said it was a problem.
But did you go?
I definitely did not. I went to a Beyonce concert, but
yes. But anyway, so let's stay on topic because I don't care about that much about the Beehive. But anyway, so the story is this man posted his story on TikTok, and he's talking about how he broke up with his girlfriend because he spent over $1,000 to get them front row seat tickets to the Chris Brown concert. And baby, Chris Brown brought her on stage, honey. And when I say he did what needed to be done, he did what needed to be done, honey. And he was not with it.
The boyfriend?
No, ma'am.
The boyfriend was
the boyfriend broke up with her over that.
And I she said that she didn't really see the big deal in what happened.
I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that.
See anything wrong with it. I agree with you. I agree with her. I think that One, if you ever go to a concert and get caught up on stage, okay, that alone is a OMG moment, okay? And then to get one of the hottest celebrities out dancing all up on you and stuff. I don't know nobody who's gonna be like, I can't do that. You gotta move because my man is sitting right there.
Honey, but
my girl is sitting right there.
She was enjoying herself. I mean, she was like,
and she should.
And she was
honestly, I think the experience in itself,
just alone,
he got her these great tickets, and not only that, they got front row seats. She got caught up on the stage by Chris Brown, and then he was all up on her. She's gonna always remember that, right?
And it ain't like, let's be real. It ain't like that she, not to say that she couldn't, but 9 times out of 10, there's nothing gonna come between her and Chris Brown.
Right.
Most what I'm saying? Most likely it's not. So I feel like he really, I mean, you never know. But the thing about it is sometimes people take things overboard.
I think that was an overboard
and I feel like that was an overboard moment because why are you upset?
But I think that
what if it was Rihanna that pulled him on the stage?
Right. But I kind of think that it has to be something deeper in the relationship. Not just that. I think it might be
just be a jealous person.
It could be, but then that's an issue.
Why would you take
that's an issue in the relationship, right? Being a jealous person. So I think that it is something else that is the cause of the breakup, not just that. I think he might have been embarrassed, but there's no reason to be. Sir, take several seats. I mean, like, you probably lost an amazing young lady because you wanted to be petty.
Right, a petty Betty. And I'm just like, girl, Betty. I mean, she getting publicity too. So who knows who she gonna be with, honey? Because honey, a chick or a dude can come up on social media, honey, and then now you sitting at home while she out here with a basketball player or entertainer because she's a very pretty girl. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, it was all fun. I was like, people have been doing this forever. Janet Jackson will call somebody on the stage real quick and then dance all up on her.
She can call me on the stage like 5, 4, 3, 2, get down with it, honey. But I feel real cute today. I feel real like nostalgic, real 90s. It's like real love.
Told y'all
I'm searching for real love.
She gonna sing.
Come on, Mary.
I'm a little jealous though because I have been like wanting a set of overalls, right, to add into my wardrobe. And this one has it, and so.
Well, mine are shorts. So
overalls.
It is, but
because I'm gonna rock it. I'm not gonna rock those. I'm gonna rock my own.
And if you do, y'all splashing these pictures, honey, I'm gonna post them, girls, honey. But yes, I feel real cute today. Real, real nostalgic. Cause honey, she's an '80s baby, so I grew up in the '90s, honey, with all the good R&B music.
That was the best music.
There really was. Like we gotta bring it back because.
Bring it back.
Because that's when
some good music out now though.
It is, but the '90s music was like different. It was all about the romance. It was all about like if you hear a certain song, it's gonna make you think of a certain.
It's like message.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was like
the songs
it gave you everything. Like I'm still today, honey. I'll listen to the '90s before I go to listen to something else. I try to stay hip and current with some of the music, but it's nothing like the 90s music. It's really nothing like the 70s and stuff, like when our parents were growing up, but it just told a message of love when boy meets girl, you know what I mean? And speaking of when boy meets girl,
oh my goodness,
we also had another fan to pose a question.
And what was that question?
So her question the question of the day is, when you're in a relationship, whether it be a long-term relationship or you just met that person and maybe, things have transpired.
Okay.
Do you think that you should get free stuff or, do you think a man should basically pay for a woman?
Okay, so I feel like the question was a little different, right? And so,
the question basically was, if you're intimate with someone, do you think you should get stuff for free? That's basically what the question really was. You know what I mean? You weren't really there when the question was asked,
right? But
that was the question: was, do you think sleeping with somebody entitles you to get stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm taking it a little further because I'm like, does that mean in a relationship? Does that mean I just met you, we're going on a date, are you paying the bill?
But did y'all sleep with each other?
Right, no.
Well, no,
right.
Then that's that. I want to make sure that we're addressing or answering her question or bringing it up.
Well, we're going to talk about the entirety of it all.
Bring it, then keep it going.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the entirety of it all. So whether or not that's how, like, she's going to get what she's looking for in this answer. And it's like, this is just our opinion. You know what I mean? I certainly feel this. In a relationship, when I first met you, we went on our first date. I'm not paying. Sorry, I'm not. That's just me. I've never had to pay for stuff in my past relationships. Now, granted, when I was dating girls, you know what I mean, because there was a point where, you know, I was trying to conform to what other people wanted. I paid. You know what I mean? When I took a young woman out, I opened car doors. I paid for her. That's just what I was taught growing up. You know what I mean? A man is supposed to be a gentleman. He's supposed to open her car door. He's supposed to go open the door for her to go in and out of establishment. And he's supposed to pay when they go out. Now, bills are something totally different. But that comes when you are in a long-term relationship. Now, when you're in a long-term relationship, yes, you can split things here and there. I still feel the man should pay for a majority of the stuff, but that's just who I am. That's just, I live in an era of, you know, that's what men did. That's what it meant to be a man, is to take care of his wife, take care of his girlfriend. And, you know, she in turn would take care of him. You know what I mean? Like, I saw my mom growing up. My dad went to work. He gave my mama the check. Obviously, I'm quite sure he kept money for himself, but he gave her money to pay the bills for the household and to take care of his children. You know what I mean? And she took care of the household and she took care of his children. And she ran errands, you know, here and there. Like, if he couldn't do it because he was military, she, in turn, took care of him. And I feel like in a relationship, there has to be roles. Because me as now transitioning into a woman, and for the women, they always said the man is supposed to be the head and the woman is the neck. Basically, she's still making the decisions. But when those roles those lines start getting blurred, because me, it's if I have to pay for everything, what do I need you for? You know what I mean? And I get sometimes people fall on hard times, and that's when I'm gonna be like, I got you, boo. Because if I got a job and you looking for a job, I got you because you're my man. But we can't get those lines crossed. You're supposed to take out the trash, right? I take out trash most of the time, right? But also I cook most of the time. How often do you cook? See, that's where our lines are still getting blurred, because I went into the relationship with you telling you what I expected as you being a man. Even when I was, you know, before I started transitioning, you know, I always told you, I feel like it need to be roles in this relationship. And
I feel like I don't necessarily feel like there should be roles in any relationship. I think that you have to gain an understanding with your person. All right, so let me go back to first. If you are having sex with a person, should you get stuff for free? In my opinion, no. I'm like, that's just all
that's just like casual. You just met this person.
Yeah, intimacy. Like you just getting stuff because I gave you something, you gonna give me one. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna say no. You don't just off gate get stuff for free because you had sex.
Oh no, definitely not.
But
definitely
I'm not just going out here and having sex with everybody. That's just me. Now, in relationships wise, I would say, does the man always have to pay? Absolutely not. Should the woman be obligated to pay? Absolutely not. I think that you take care of each other. I think that's what partnerships and relationships are about. It's just taking care of each other. And sometimes he might pay. Most of the time, he might pay. But it is okay for her to pay too. And in the times that we're living in, women are really coming up and wanting to, hold it down on their own. Roles in marriages have changed. There's been more women working, and there's been stay-at-home dads. So how does the roles stay the same in situations like that? You have to, I think you have to kind of change with the changing, right? Because everything is changing.
Well, okay, everything is changing, although women still make less money than men in the workforce.
And that is true.
So with that still being the same, if you make more money than me, then you should pay. I mean, and I'm saying if I'm in a relationship with this man, and they did a study, and their study was saying, like, in the past, there was an understanding that men should and was expected to pay in full for the first date. However, now, because women are being more prominent in the workplace, they're expected to at least offer to chip in. Now, I can offer, but then I feel like you should be like, nah, baby, I got it. I'm gonna offer because that's who I am. But in my head, before you, I went on a date with this guy, and our first date, so we went, I forgot where we went, but he was like, oh, we're gonna pay half, right? Mm-hmm. And so, my face tell everything I feel. So when we got it done, I paid my half. And after we got it done, he was like, well, he wanted to, see me again. I was like, that's probably not going to happen. And he was like, why? And I was like, because I feel like I'm not supposed to pay, and especially not on the first date, because guess what, boo? You asked me out. I didn't ask you out.
Well, I think that should have just been a conversation that y'all had about,
well, you don't go into
no. When it came to, okay, how are y'all paying? And then he'd be like, oh, well, we're gonna split it half and half. Which I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with that. If that's what you want to do, just say fine. But I don't think I would be like, oh, I can't see you again because you said I gotta pay for my own stuff.
Well, okay, listen. I said I'm not gonna do it, and he was like, why? And I was like, because I feel like you should have paid for the entire meal because you asked me out. If I asked you out, then that's different. We can figure it out, or I'll pay. And honey, how about after that I didn't pay anymore? Like, I talked to him for like months. I didn't pay for anything. He opened my door every time. Mm-hmm.
So you are just stuck on there's roles, and you need to stick to the roles, and that's just that.
I mean, yes, and I mean, I'm probably gonna get a lot of backlash for that, but I feel
I think you're entitled to your opinion.
Well, I just only feel like, because in the household, that's when we start messing up.
That's not true, and I can't. We're gonna agree to disagree, because I will say that people's households are so different now, right? There's not just always a man and a woman. There's two women. There's a man and two men. Like there's so many different variations of the household now.
And I guess
you can't always stick to.
Well, I'm gonna stick to it because now, but
we're getting off of the topic of the question.
No, we're still on the topic. If you are with a person, intimate, or, just meeting that person and you were intimate, because, we all have had that moment, do you think you should get free stuff? I feel like if I'm in a relationship, now, if I'm not in a relationship with you and we just happen to be, go down that path.
With benefits.
Benefits. Then no. You know what I mean? Because we're not in a relationship. And I'm not going to give you something if we're not together. That's just me. I don't think you should get anything, outside of, if I take you out on a first date, then I might have.
I would say it's not an obligation. That's what I would say. But if I chose to give somebody something just because, whatever, then I don't see anything wrong with it. But is it am I obligated to give you something? No, absolutely not. Like, there's, what I gave you already should have been enough, and that was a piece of me, a part of me, right? And that's something huge, okay? There's nothing else that could, to me, match. me giving you a part of me. So
right.
Gifts and all this other
right.
stuff.
Well, they had on the website Elite Singles polled 300,000 singles and found that 63% of men surveyed believe that the men should be the one that pays on the first date, right? And 46% of the women surveyed said the same thing. So, would that be okay? With that first date out the way, what do you do then? Because who pays? After we decide, do we gonna see each other again? Do we have that conversation? Because a lot of times that's a hard conversation to have with somebody to say, oh, I feel like you should pay half, or we gonna go Dutch or whatever. So that's why I'm like,
I just kind of think it's something that, I mean, one is part of communication, right? So you just got to communicate what the expectations are going forward, or hey babe, or boo, or whatever. Do you want to go out this weekend coming up to this whatever 2 hour out to dinner, right? We can go there. It's a restaurant I've been wanting to go to. I think we should go, but I don't get paid until next week or whatever.
But then don't ask me until you get paid.
Well, see,
we could talk on the phone all night long. You could text me, and we can send little love flirties. But don't ask me until you get paid, because I am this. If I'm nothing else, because I pay for a lot of stuff in our relationship too. But I'm not. If I wasn't dating you, no, I'm not doing it. Like if we have not made it official that we are in a relationship, I'm not doing it. No, you're gonna pay for me to go wherever we go, because you're courting me. When I was dating women, I was courting them.
So that is in a way you're getting stuff for free. So that's the question.
Well, I'm not having intimacy either.
The intimate part was the point.
Yeah, that was the big part, is if you are intimate with a person. And I say that to that question, it depends on if you are in a relationship with that person. Like you're in a full-blown relationship.
But I don't think that's what they said though. They said it.
But the person that asked me this question is in a full-blown relationship. So that is what they mean. They're not single.
Well, then, I mean, I'm kind of like, it's no point in answering.
Well, the reason why it was asked is because this particular person asked somebody for something. And they were like, you always asking for something. You always want something for free. You know what I'm saying? And so that was what sparked her question was, but I'm with you and I'm sleeping with you. We're having intimate moments.
Yeah, I'm like,
so that
ain't free, honey. You done got all this goodness over here, baby.
Right, and so that was where the question came. Okay. I wanted to just broaden it to open it up for just not if you're in a relationship, but if you are intimate with a person, casually. Do you supposed to get free stuff? Because if you think about it, we casually having intimacy. You might take me out, or this time, or I might be like, well, come over, boo, I'm gonna cook for you. So I went and paid for the food to cook for you. Yeah, so you got that meal for free. Yeah. But on a normal, no. If we're courting and you're asking me out, because I'm not gonna ask you out. Sorry, I'm not. So, and that's not me just being, whatever.
No, that's you being whatever.
No, it's not me being whatever. Because so I'll say this because I think it was based off of how I was raised and what I saw. And so that's what's in the forefront of my mind. As I saw my dad, I saw my uncles, I saw my grandfather pretty much take care of their women financially. My mama had a job, don't get it twisted, but my mama would be the first person to tell that person they got on her nerves at work. Well, my husband said I didn't have to work. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad knew financially he was responsible. When he said we gonna get together, we're married, we have children together, I'm gonna take care of you financially. Now if you want to work, that's up to you. That contributes to our household funds. But you don't have to work. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I see when I saw growing up my uncles taking care of my aunts. They go out here and work. And yes, my aunts had jobs, but the husbands gave them their paycheck. You know what I'm saying? To pay these bills. And that's what I saw. And that's what I expected from a relationship is, yes, I'm gonna put in my money too, and we're gonna grow our empire together. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna pull my weight, but on a normal, I feel like you should be taking care of me.
Okay, and that's okay.
Sorry.
There's nothing wrong.
Y'all know I'm compliment, but I'm spoiled and I want to be taken care of. But I also did it too. I lived a straight world, and I took care of the women that I was with. I paid for stuff for them. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I was raised. The man, when the bill come, the man, here you go, I got it. But obviously, it's 2023, and we live in a different world.
Totally different.
And men don't think like that anymore. Men think that.
It's not just men who don't.
A lot of men think that, are we gonna go have? Well, then you do have some of the women who are, you know, I'm a black woman and I can, or I'm a woman, period. And I can take care of myself. I don't need you. And how many times have I told you that? I don't need you. What do I need you? I don't need you to take care of me. Do I want you to? Yes. But do I need you to? No. And I just don't know. I mean, but to answer her question, if you're in a relationship and you're intimate, then yes, I feel like you should get stuff for free, because in turn, you're giving that person stuff for free too.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 give and take. When you're in a relationship, it's not like you're counting. I feel, right? I'm not counting what I do for you, just like I wouldn't expect you to count what you do for me or hold anything over a person because, oh, I got you this, so now you need to get me something, or it shouldn't be like that. I think that when you're in a relationship, I got your back, I love you, I'm gonna do what I can do for you, and especially when you need me, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna try my best to be there, and I think it should be, reciprocated. That's just me. That's how I feel about relationships.
I think like that about relationships too. I just said before, we put a stamp on it, and we are who we are. Yeah, you're gonna pay for me.
But I'm like, because if I'm being intimate with you, does that automatically mean I should get something for free? No.
Well, what do you mean? Are you meaning intimate in a relationship, or we just casual?
Like you went out here, you met somebody, y'all might have went out on a date one night, then y'all decided that y'all was gonna go do. And then next, your expectation, oh, honey, I need this Gucci bag.
You better get your life, honey. I'm not giving you no Gucci bag, and we only.
Oh my goodness!
No, that's a no. Oh my God! I know. I don't even expect.
Oh
that,
my
you know
God!
What I'm saying? But now, if you want to put a ring on it, honey, you better come with it. Okay?
That's so funny. It's funny. That's funny. But everybody thinks differently about these things. I always think it's very interesting to have the conversation.
The different perspectives.
And to get the different perspectives.
So I don't need nobody to come for me, but unless you're going to agree with me.
I needed maybe like 3 or 4 more people to sit here so we can talk about it.
Yes, so we need to have a round table talk.
That would be fun.
We might.
So maybe we'll do that. Like we'll bring that back. And then we'll talk amongst a group of us, and so to get the different perspectives and point of views, because that is a good question, and thank you for the question.
Yes, thank you so much, because
hopefully we answered it, because we.
I hope we did. I mean, I think we did, just because we went back to this person is in a relationship with this other person, and they said you always asking for free stuff, and she wanted to know if I'm in a relationship with you and we're being intimate. That would have been,
you would have got red. Like,
I'll say this. I'll say this because you have to know the relationship between the two people, because they go back and forth. Like how we go back and forth, that's pretty much their relationship as well. Because I'll be saying that to you too, like, bitch, I ain't made of money. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like they were being malicious, like bleep bleep bleep, you always asking for something free, you know what I'm saying? It was still like it was a jokingly tone, you know what I'm saying? But that's still a good question. If we in a relationship and I'm
always a good question,
then I expect for you to do what I want you to do. If I call you and say, oh, you at the store, I want this, I need you to bring it. Because in turn, I'm going to do the same thing for you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
that's not no way. You always asking for something for free.
Well, she might be. You don't never know. Because I know, listen, when you become a millionaire, well, I'm going to be a millionaire too, so I can't even.
That's like, I am just kind of free-hearted. I've always been like that. If I have it, it's no question. Like, I will do, I will give, I will buy, I will do whatever. That's just how I am. I probably should not be like that always. But that's just how I am. So if I win once,
saying-
I'm a millionaire, baby. You get a car, everybody.
Nah, cause I'm gonna be like, no ma'am, cause I'm gonna wrap it up. Honey, that bank account gonna be on lockdown.
Right.
I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like I think I'm a little harsher when it comes to that than you, but I'm like that because I know what it's like to come to a point where you have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I have had nothing. You know, getting out of the military, it was just me and my mom. And we had nothing. And to sometimes have your family members look at you in a way of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what it's like to be at somebody's house and they don't want you there. You know what I'm saying? And they're only just doing it just because, but it's like these undertones of when you get in your stuff and get out. Because I've never been that person. Mm-hmm. If you need a place to stay, and we got 3 bedrooms, you need a place to stay, come on. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't gotta pay nothing, because that means if you paying me, how you gonna get your stuff together to get back where you wanna be? You know what I'm saying? So I don't ask people for nothing. You know that. I will struggle. I'll be on a struggle.
Well, I think that's a little bit.
It's a bit extreme, but I come from that type of family where I'm not asking them for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the harsh reality of where I'm at in my life. Like, I don't ask people for nothing because they're gonna use it against you later.
Well, not
you know what I'm saying?
always.
Always in my situation, it's always gonna be used against you later. So what you're not gonna do is say, "Oh well, you remember this time I did." No, ma'am. I'm not doing that. So I don't even ask you. If I can't get it for myself, that means God was like, you don't need it right now. Sit back, relax, and baby, when we're going to put some ideas together to get you where you're trying to go. But I'm not asking about, I barely ask you for anything.
Like, you don't barely. Like to ask.
I cannot. Stuff. But it's just because of the situation. And you haven't been in those. I mean, I'm not saying you haven't had your struggles and your hardships. You know what I'm saying? Because I think everybody has. But I have literally had nothing. You know what I mean? And the people that was around me when I was doing good and everything, they were not there. Like I mean, I'm not saying they weren't there. They were there, but it was those undertones of you wearing your welcome out. Mm-hmm. And I'm not that place, honey. If you need a place to stay, call me. I got you. We gonna make it do what it do until you can do better. Yeah. Because that's what I feel like a family or a sister or a brother should do,
or a friend,
Well, when I say sister or brother, my friends are I call them my sister.
Yeah,
brother.
I think that's what it should be like. I think that we should be there for one another. In good times and in bad times, right? And especially in the bad times, I think that we should be there to help support and help lift up the person when they're down, because it won't always be like that.
And won't, because guess what, honey, she's doing good now.
It won't always be like that, and so yeah. So anyway,
because I'm here with you guys on this good old YouTube channel. So
yes,
I'm doing how Mary do it.
Okay.
What? I'm good. But on that note, our lovely people.
Yes.
My name, and I'm your girl, is Dominique.
And I'm your boy Julius, and we love you, baby. And there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Have a wonderful day and a beautiful week. Oh, and guess what? Because we waited so late in the week to do our post, our video, we're going to do another one this week, so we get 2 in 1 week.
We get to be with y'all for 2 times. I'm ecstatic.
Me too.
Love you guys. Hey guys, it's your girl Dominique.
And your boy Julius.
Alright, if you like this week's episode, please don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe.